deep dive here on the Oklahoma City Thunder, contender or pretender. Just initial impressions. For me, this team. Last week we talked about a team with some star power and then not a lot of depth. I feel like this week we're talking about the absolute opposite. This is a team that's got a bunch of pretty good players, and really the biggest star they have is an aging Chris Paul. So not a lot in the way of superstar power here. Karim, what are your initial impressions here of the Thunder?
I mean, man, I think you said it. I think everyone expected them to just be rebuilding, and I mean, they're third in the Northwest, which, as we know, is a tough division to compete in. You got Utah, you got Portland, you got Denver, obviously. So the fact that they're still like in the talks a little bit is just baffling. I mean, for what they got from just shipping out Russ from Houston,
it's pretty much
that's huge. And now they're still competitive. I mean, like you said, Billy, they're okay. I mean, obviously they got Andre Roberson. Gotta rep the Buffs, you know.
We can't rep the Buffs. Go Rams.
No, well, I mean, whatever. I mean, like you said, CP3. I still think he's a really great point guard. He's just aging, and I mean, Danilo Gallinari, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. They're just all solid players.
Yeah.
That would probably be in a rotation anywhere across the league. So the fact that they're all playing, you know, like it makes sense. On paper, they don't look that bad. They just really are surprising a lot of people. So that's my initial thought. I think they're surprising. I think they might be outplaying what their actual potential is.
I don't just think that, I know they are. Like you guys have kind of touched on, they have, you know, a bunch of depth. They are outperforming what my initial thoughts of them like doing for this season. But they do have some solid, like, you know, players. I was talking to these guys, you know, off air earlier, and I kind of see this Oklahoma City Thunder team as the old, like, early 2010s Nuggets teams with Ty Lawson and Danilo Gallinari and Andre Iguodala.
It's still got Gallinari even.
Yeah, exactly. Just a bunch of, like, really solid players that, you know, were pushing for the second round. They can kind of beat you in waves. I mean, they have 3 players that are averaging 19-plus points per game. Chris Paul, who's averaging 17-plus. And then just a bunch of really nice role players. You know, Nerlens Noel, Steven Adams is, you know, one of my favorite centers in the league to watch just because he's just a monster.
My guy Lugens Dort, the undrafted rookie, has worked his way into the lineup a little bit. Just gotta love that guy.
Fuck you, the Lugans.
But yeah, I'm just not in love with this team. Like you guys have said, Chris Paul is like their quote unquote superstar, even though like he's not a superstar anymore. You know, he's 34 years old. 34 years old. But still has kind of brought a really nice like winning culture into that locker room. Kind of, you know, a trade in the offseason between, you know, Houston and OKC that I thought was totally weighted in Houston's favor, kind of shot back, and, you know, like OKC is breathing down their necks. So,
I mean, how many first-round picks did they get from that trade?
I don't have the numbers right in front of me.
Dude, I don't know. I want to say this. I think they picked up like 6 first rounds just total throughout last offseason.
Yeah, they had a lot.
6, dude.
Draft capital.
And it's not like the NHL where you can draft a first-round pick and they're typically like you don't know if they'll be a 1C or a 4C.
Or just not make the NHL. Whereas, like, in the NBA, if you're, like, a first-round pick, you should definitely be playing in the NBA.
You're proven a little bit.
The weird thing in the NBA to me is just the willingness to trade, like, super distant future picks, you know?
Yeah.
Like, the NBA teams are trading 12-year-olds, basically. And, like, in the NHL, you never see anyone trade a pick more than 2 years out.
Yeah, absolutely. Zach, any thoughts on the Thunder here?
Yeah, I guess to me, you guys have hinted on it. They're just right now a team in limbo. You said they have 6 first-round picks. They need to, ride the wave. Ride the wave. They're in position to, become good. They just need to hang out for a little bit. Maybe look at trading Chris Paul to a contender next year or the year after once you establish some good prospects. So
Definitely.
right now,
Yeah,
Go ahead, Billy.
I think so. Like, basically, the way I view the Thunder is almost all their, like, they've probably got 4 guys who I think are top half of the league starters at their position, but just no, there's no Jokic, there's no Westbrook on this team, there's no LeBron, anything like that. There's just not that superstar. So getting into our verdicts here, contender or pretender, this is a team that ahead of schedule on their rebuild, but no, they're not a contender. They're a pretender this year. So let's get your verdicts here. Karim, let's start with you. What's your verdict on the Thunder?
Dude, I'm excited to watch what they do just because I did look it up. It looks like just from the offseason, just through all the trades, like Jeremiah Grant coming to Denver, Paul George leaving for the Clips.
Yep.
I mean, they got 7, 8 first-round picks, man.
Whoa.
Just not even their own first-round picks. Like, they still have their
Just
own
pile 'em
first-round
up.
picks. Yeah, they're gonna be able to make some moves later on. They're gonna be able to draft really well later on.
Yeah.
I'm excited for them.
A lot of capital.
I think they're just gonna dud. I don't know. I mean, if it works, it works. I'm gonna root for them when I see them play. I mean, I love my boy Gallo, so and gotta rip the Buffs again. I'll say it. So
No.
I want them to do well. I want them to put up a fight, except when they go up against Denver. But I think they're pretending.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah.
Zach, what's your verdict?
Yeah, definitely a pretender for now, but definitely a team to watch out for in the coming years.
All right, and Marcel.
Yeah, I'm definitely going pretender this season. But I am going to give a little kudos to their management team. Ever since they came over from Seattle, they've been a really relevant team, especially over the last 6 or 7 years when they pushed Golden State to the brink in the Western Conference Finals. They actually went to the finals and lost to LeBron and the Heat. But still, even after they had KD leave and Russ leave and Harden leave and Paul George leave, they have repositioned them super well for a very solid future, and they are still in a very solid playoff position right now. But yeah, like I said on previous podcasts, there's only 3 or 4 teams in the NBA that I'm actually going to count as contenders, and this is not one of them.
Yeah, all right. So we're kind of all on the same page for this one. Not a contender right now, but maybe in the process of writing the book on how to pull off the rebuild.